I'm often labeled as, Kennedy staff member, Kennedy confidant, Kennedy ally, and so forth. I felt that, I was more of a partner with him. This is one of the great things about him, that he saw the role of government in helping poor people and so forth. But he also admired people who were organizing themselves, getting their own organizations, working with people, not just running to the government for help. And that's why he admired so many people in this country who were out doing things like that. And Chavez among them, and Ted Watkins as well, when he went to Watts. Bob had been out for the end of the fast. And
he came and he broke the fast with Chavez.
Yeah.
In those famous moments.
And broke bread with him.
Right.
And went on his knees too, praying, which I'd not seen before. Bob Kennedy on his knees in front of 10,000 people and the media.
Trying to get to the essence of what was common between Chavez. What do you think, is there something, both of them had hope or were visions of hope for change, they believed in justice. Were they characteristically similar? Was there anything characteristically similar?
Yeah.
What did you see?
A passion for justice and for equality. I mean, they really believed it because they did things above and beyond. Big crowd, noisy, loaded. He went off the platform, and I was just ahead of him. We got inside the pantry doors, and Bob then stopped and shook hands with two guys from the kitchen, white coats, young guys, and I just felt this is what the campaign's all about. We've got a president, and that's when I got hit.
Well, where did you get hit?
In the head. Right there.
In the middle of your head.
Big dent there, God, it's bigger than this. The doctor told me at one point that it just missed the main artery. If it hit, which is just above the hole here, if it hit there, I would have been dead. I came to, and he said, you're going to be okay. We're taking you to LA Receiving Hospital. And I said, but I'm a member of the Kaiser plan.
Health insurance, right? It becomes the first thing people worry about.
Not only that, but it's those funny things happen in the most tragic situations. I didn't know what else had happened, who else had been hit at that point. But I was in and out of consciousness through that period. I came to in the hospital, woke up, and Woodcock and Ruther were there. And that's when they told me that Bob had been shot and killed, and he had died that night. His last words were, "Is Paul okay? Is everybody all right?" It's just devastating. I couldn't talk anymore.
It's hard to even imagine being witness to something like that, or even then experiencing it, like really sort of going through a process of loss. And there is a sense that something changed forever in the hearts of America. And what do you think that is? How would you articulate that?
Well, a loss of hope that things couldn't change. That all the terrible things that were happening, along with the good things, there were a lot of good things happening in society during that period in the 60s. But that we couldn't do something really important about fundamental questions like war and peace and discrimination and the treatment of people for no good reason. Robert Kennedy felt, the basic formula was, you give kids, poor kids, a decent education and a good job, and we'll break the cycle of poverty.
What would you say to them about what it means to be a leader? What is leadership, really?
You see a problem, can you do something about it? What do you do about it? How do you get help to do something about that particular problem? Who will help? Who will agree? Who will disagree? How do you take care of the hostile people? How do you deal with the people who want to support you? And how do you do from a small group, and how do you become bigger and bigger and bigger?
You basically, in every case, you're talking about, thinking about what other people need.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like what Paul needs, it's like, how do we get people to 25 cents more an hour? It seems like a small thing. But the increments of like making those steps toward making just a tiny bit of improvement in the people's lives that were the workers of these places. And then when you didn't believe anymore, you stopped. And that is a life well lived.
Cannot continue to deny and postpone the demands of our own people while spending billions in the name of freedom elsewhere around the globe. No nation can exert greater influence or power in the world than it can exercise over the streets of its own capital. And I think we have to recognize that as well. No government can sustain international law and order unless it can do so also at home. No country can lead the fight for social justice unless its commitment to its own people is credible and determined, unless it seeks jobs and not the dole for men, unless it feels anguish as long as any of its children are hungry, unless it believes in opportunity for all of its citizens, all across this land. Our future may lie beyond our vision, but it is not beyond our control. Alfred Lord Tennyson once wrote, "The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. The long day wanes. The slow moon climbs. The deep moans round with many voices. Come, my friends, 'tis not too late to seek a newer world." I come to you today to say that we can build a newer and better nation. I say we can do so, that we must do so, and that we will do so.